Hello everyone, welcome back. So this week we have a new card that I want to talk about. So let's see, Sage. It's a good card overall, I think, but I don't think it's worth spending your keys or 5,000 on it. Um, so my analysis for this card would be that this card could be countered with, for example, you have Shang-Chi. If she gets too big, she can be countered with Shang-Chi. And also you have other cards, for example, um, and also you have other cards, for example, Shadow King, which can set her back to 0. So let's read the card again. +2 power for each different power among all other cards here. So yeah, Shadow King can just annihilate this card. You have also something like Cosmo because she's an on reveal card, so Cosmo can counter her. But I'd say it's more difficult to counter with Cosmo. It's easier with Shadow King. And you can play Shadow King for one cost if you pair Shadow King with Sarah on turn 6. So um, I think if she was like worth 3,000, then yeah, I would say it's a good investment. But for the sake of her price, I don't think she's worth spending your tokens on. So if you bought this card overall, she's fun. You can pair her with some other cards. You have, for example, I like to play her as two cost. So you can play her with Ravonna. So you have, for example, you could have Nipola for turn 1, Ravonna for turn 2, then turn 3 you play Sage, and then you play Professor X on turn 4, and Sage potentially could be 6 power. So overall, that location would have maybe 10 power, which is good enough to lock the location on turn 4. Another property would be if she's paired with Mr. Negative, she costs 0. Uh, in another deck, I could see her with, um, let's see, in another deck, I could see her with, for example, a buff deck. So you could, for example, play her with Sebastian, and you could with the buff cards such as where is he? Yeah, Silver Surfer. She gets 2 also from Silver Surfer because she costs 3. But like I said, because of Shadow King, I don't think I wanna buy this card. Maybe when she costs less, like 3,000 tokens, I'd be interested in investing in her. Okay, so um, so far I'm not interested in Sage. Next week also we have a new card. I think Nemora. I'm also not interested that much in Nemora. What I am really interested in is this new card, um, Sasquatch. It's gonna be crazy. It's a 6 cost card with 10 power, and it's gonna be released on May 28th. So I'm marking down this date because this card can be played for 0. So you have power that costs 0. In particularly this deck that I will show you, the Tempo Death deck. So how can you play Sasquatch for 0? You play Square Girl and um, Mysterio uh, on turn 3. Both of them you play them on turn 3. So on turn 3 you have 6 cards. And if you read what this card says, cost 1 less for each card you played last turn. So you play this for 0, and you play Sasquatch on turn 4. It's crazy how you can have 10 power for nothing. Then you can, for example, destroy the squirrels, clear out some space. You can destroy the fake Mysterio with Carnage, destroy the squirrels with Killmonger. You can also add in this deck, if you want to clear some space, uh, which I removed recently, Lady Deathstrike. I removed Deathstrike and added Changji because I think this deck struggles a little bit with big cost cards. So this tempo deck is gonna be like crazy with this new Sasquatch card. Probably this card will be nerfed, and Sasquatch maybe is gonna be not 6-10 card, is gonna be 8-10 because like I said, you play this card for 0. So these are my ideas about Sage and Sasquatch. You better save for Sasquatch, and I think Sasquatch also has different decks that can be played in, not only this tempo death. Um, so let's explore which decks Sasquatch can fit in. Sasquatch can probably fit in this deck. Until the end of next turn, your one cost card costs 0. So you play Black Swan on turn 3 or 4. You play your one cost cards. Probably gonna play 4 of them on turn 4. And on turn 5, your Sasquatch would cost 2, for example. Um, you could also play 5 cost 1 cards on turn 4. Your Sasquatch could cost 1 on turn 5, and you can bounce back your cost 1 card. But I don't think really it's optimal to play like 5 cost 1 cards because you wanna play Spider Ham, for example. This is a good one. You wanna play some disruptive cost 1 cards. Iceman, that's 2. Korg, that's 3. And maybe Celine or Yondu. So probably 4 disruptive cost 1 cards on turn 4, which makes Sasquatch cost 2 on turn 5. And you can also bounce back these cost 1 cards with Beast. So it's another deck to consider. I also think you can pair him with this card, Scar, and you could play Sasquatch on turn 5 or 4. This makes Scar cost less, and if there is another card that has 10 power on the field, Scar can cost 2 on turn 6, and you can probably protect Scar and Sasquatch with armor, 2, 3, yeah. And also you have Cosmo to protect Sasquatch and Scar against Shang-Chi. So overall, I'm excited for Sasquatch. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, please don't forget to like my video and subscribe.